Kate and Allie is one of the most acclaimed sitcoms of the 1980s. The show had a unique premise. Jane Curtin and Susan St. James play best friends and roommates, raising their kids together under one roof. And the theme song lives rent-free in every 80s kid's head.
Just when you think you're all by yourself, you're not.
The show received love from critics and viewers alike during its 1984 to 1989 run on CBS. Jane Curtin scored 2 Emmys.
All right!
But did you know that this beloved show had 2 failed spin-offs? One spin-off would have starred Lindsay Wagner. The Bionic Woman almost did a sitcom. And the other spin-off featured comedy legend Andrea Martin.
Don't panic.
I won't.
I was talking to myself.
So why didn't the spin-offs happen? And what future stars showed up on Kate and Allie?
Divorce?
No thanks, I already had one.
Are we ever going to talk about ethics in terms of today's issues?
Find out on Behind the Backdoor Pilot, Kate and Allie.
So me, I'm a child of divorce.
The 1980s saw a number of hit sitcoms by female creators. Kate and Allie was the brainchild of Sherry Coben, an Emmy-winning writer with credits on shows like Ryan's Hope and Hot Hero Sandwich. That was Saturday Night Live for kids.
With Eric Estrada.
Kate and Allie originally had the more on-the-nose title, Two Mommies. Jane Curtin was approached to star, but with that lame title, she had no interest.
It was presented to me as a series called Two Mommies, and instantly I wanted to barf.
But thanks to a nice paycheck, she reconsidered.
Then my agent said, but they're going to pay you this amount of money, which was a lot of money. And I thought, oh, okay, I'll do it.
Curtin also clicked with Bill Persky, a seasoned sitcom director who worked on The Dick Van Dyke Show and That Girl.
Turned out to be really fun.
Playing the role of Kate was Susan St. James of 70s detective series Macmillan and Wife. She played wife. Fun fact, Susan St. James is the real-life wife of former SNL executive producer Dick Ebersol.
I knew I was a good host, but he didn't have to marry me and get me pregnant.
Jane Curtin was an original SNL cast member, and Susan St. James married one of the producers. They have so much in common. Curtin and St. James proved their comedic chemistry in the 1980 film How to Beat the High Cost of Living.
There's just gotta be some way we can make money.
Why don't we just become hookers and rent a motel room?
We'd starve to death. There's 12,000 college girls in this town giving it away.
4 years later, they reunited for Kate and Allie.
The woman is amazing. She really is.
Allie, hold it. This is embarrassing. Oh, but it's true. I didn't say it wasn't true. I said it was embarrassing.
Susan St. James played free spirit Kate, while Jane Curtin was the more traditional Allie.
La 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 la.
Both divorcees, the best friends decided to full house it and raise their kids together under the same roof. Danny Tanner had Uncle Jesse and Uncle Joey. Kate and Allie just had each other.
I guess you hate me too, Kate.
Well, I guess I do, Chip, for the moment.
Kate and Allie announced it was a different kind of sitcom right away. Instead of the typical cheesy theme music and shots of the cast, episodes began with Kate and Allie having funny conversations on the streets of Manhattan.
The subway is what America is all about.
Oh, then we're in big trouble.
Well, we are pushing 40.
Seems like only yesterday we were pushing baby carriages. Now I feel as though I should be pushing daisies.
Did you see her shoulder pads?
She looks like a linebacker. Did you check out that belt?
Maybe Chain Link is in this year.
Kate and Allie were making wry observations in their cold opens way before Jerry Seinfeld. The iconic theme song was composed by Ralph Chuquette and John Loeffler.
Just when you think there's no one around who's caring.
Those dulcet tones on the end theme are all Loeffler. He also co-wrote the Pokemon theme. Dude knows his way around a catchy TV tune. Jane Curtin and Susan St. James were supported by a strong cast of young actors. Ari Myers played Kate's daughter Emma. Prior to Kate and Allie, she was one of the kids Al Pacino got stuck with in Author!
I would never get married. Even if you paid me $150.
And like a lot of 1980s sitcom stars, she appeared in a public service announcement.
If you depend on alcohol to have a good time, you're not really having fun anymore.
Fresh from playing Annie on Broadway, Allison Smith was Allie's daughter, Jenny. Allison got to go full Annie in season 4.
Tomorrow, I love you.
And Frederick Kohler from Mr. Mom played Allie's son, Chip.
Yeah!
Kate and Allie featured some notable guest stars like Patricia Richardson.
So my husband's in limos, what's yours in?
Another marriage.
William H. Macy.
Okay, very good. Very funny.
John Hurd.
You say things like that about me when I'm not here?
And Kelsey Grammer.
Can I ask a rude question?
Huh.
Who lives here?
The Drew Carey Show's Krista Miller also turned up in an episode. Fun Nepo baby fact. Susan St. James is her aunt.
Positively the greatest apartment I've seen in my life!
Kate and Allie was one of the many 80s sitcoms about non-traditional families. The writers tackled the subject of divorce with wit and heart.
I'm not the mother.
Sure, you got the easy part.
In the season 1 episode, The Very Loud Family, Emma makes a documentary about her very loud and very unique family.
Hey, Emma, I have to go to the bathroom. Want to film me? Yeah!
Chip, don't you dare!
Today's kids make TikToks. 80s kids made documentaries about the changing world of divorce.
In our changing world, one of the biggest changes is divorce. I should know. Everybody in my house is divorced.
The show wasn't afraid to tackle hot-button issues of the day like racism and white liberal guilt. In Dark Victory, Kate agrees to go out with a guy during a blackout, but when the lights come back on, she discovers he's black.
Come on, let's call Allie.
Well, let me say it to her, okay?
Say what?
What else? Guess who's coming to dinner?
Ben Stiller appeared in an episode where Kate and Allie get arrested for protesting a chemical factory.
Chancellor refuses to see us, so we're gonna sit here outside his office until he comes out.
No wonder radicals look so unhappy.
The writers weren't afraid to spoof popular perception of the show. Kate and Allie were two women living together. So they must be a couple, right?
Do you want to get married again?
Someday.
Wasn't a question, it was a proposal.
CBS was concerned that viewers would think Kate and Allie were romantically involved, so the network mandated that the characters be shown going to separate bedrooms. The writers poked fun at the network's demands in the episode Landlady. Kate and Allie pretend to be a couple to avoid a rent increase, but things get really sitcom-y when their landlady reveals that she's a lesbian. The episode manages to be both dated and genuinely heartfelt.
A lot of people wouldn't consider a gay couple a family, but you do. And now, so do we.
As the seasons progressed, the writers got creative with tributes to classic television like I Love Lucy and The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Kate and Allie was so popular it was the subject of local newscasts,
a new TV hit called Kate and Allie,
a Mad Magazine parody called Mate and Alimony, a New Yorker cartoon which Jane Curtin showed off on the episode The Clip Show.
By now you should know which one is Kate and which one is Allie.
And the SNL sketch Kate and Ali, where Katharine Hepburn and Muhammad Ali are roommates.
Kate, you are driving me crazy.
With Kate and Allie's popularity, it makes sense the producers would try to launch a spin-off. The season 3 finale was a backdoor pilot called Late Bloomer. The episode kicks off with Kate tired of everyone complaining about her cooking.
Please make dinner. Why is she doing this to me?
Why is she doing this to us?
So Kate gets help from guest star Lindsay Wagner. Hello, backdoor pilot department, Lindsay Wagner speaking.
You can boil water, you can keep up.
How well do you have to boil water?
Wagner plays Julia, an actress turned theater teacher who leads nighttime cooking classes while studying to be a shrink. Julia was doing side hustles before it was trendy.
I thought you taught cooking.
Well, by night, acting by day. All works out, I'm a self-cooked ham.
In typical backdoor pilot fashion, the Kate and Allie cast steps aside so the writers can introduce the new characters. Julia lives with her mother, played by Barbara Barry. You might remember her as Barney Miller's wife. Fun fact, she was also in the original cast of Stephen Sondheim's Company.
To my darling daughter, whose smile is my sunshine and whose laughter is my music. Oh, that's so nice. I got it off a greeting card.
Hey, it's Oscar winner Mercedes Ruehl. She plays Millie, Julia's opinionated best friend in this backdoor pilot.
What's the matter with you? You look tired.
Sam Freed is Keith, Julia's on-again, off-again director boyfriend. Freed previously appeared in the season 2 Kate and Allie episode, The Candidate, as a completely different character. Keith wants Julia to move back to LA and pursue her acting career.
We got a series, there's a part in it for you.
But But she decides to stay in NYC and make it on her own as a therapist. The Backdoor Pilot sets up a spin-off about an independent single woman in the mold of Kate and Allie.
You know, each man is the star of his own life. Wow, nice.
Following The Backdoor Pilot, CBS greenlit Late Bloomer as a mid-season replacement, but the spin-off's concept was retooled. Instead of an actress trying to be a therapist, Julia was now a therapist trying to make it as an artist. Not really an improvement.
I hope this works out for you.
Unfortunately, it didn't work out. CBS was unhappy with the scripts being developed, so they pulled the plug on Late Bloomer. According to Bill Persky, who directed The Backdoor Pilot, Lindsay Wagner struggled with doing comedy.
And I have nowhere to go but up.
Spin-offs had previously been good to Wagner, considering The Bionic Woman was a spin-off of The $6 Million Man. And Wagner is no stranger to backdoor pilots, since The Bionic Woman tried to launch a Bionic Dog spin-off. Check out our episode on that failed spin-off right here on Atomic Abe.
Rudy, what's gonna happen to Max now?
It wasn't all bad news for the cast of Late Bloomer. Sam Freed was later recast as Bob Barsky, who eventually married Allie. Yep, he played 3 different roles on Kate and Allie. While Late Bloomer didn't go to series, Kate and Allie scored a spin-off the following season. Roxy starred SCTV's Andrea Martin.
What you need is a little inspiration in the kitchen. And I don't mean the milkman parading around his birthday suit.
Yep, 2-time Tony Award winner Andrea Martin.
And lift these noble chins.
Living legend Andrea Martin.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I make lamb.
But before that would come to pass, Andrea was Roxy.
I guess I am single-handedly changing the direction of television today.
She's off the wall and on the air, premiering Wednesday, April 1st on CBS.
The character had previously been introduced in Kate and Allie. Sort of. In the episode Stage Mother, Andrea Martin plays Eddie, a producer of a local cable channel. Allie becomes the episode's titular stage mom when she tries to get Jenny to sing on TV. Martin also appears in the episode The Goodbye Girl, where Allie helps Eddie fill in airtime on the channel.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Andrea Martin gets to do a full range of wacky characters.
Hello. This is Written in the Stars. I'm Verena Moyer here to take your calls.
She even convinced Allie to go on air.
You don't go swimming in the snow. Why not? Because you
I just humiliated myself in front of millions of people.
Oh, come on, Allie, this is cable. You humiliated yourself in front of 10, 11 people tops.
The Kate and Allie producers decided to create a spin-off for Andrea Martin. Her character went from being a producer to a program director at the network.
I'm the program director here. No, it's no big deal. I run the place.
Her name was also changed from Eddie to the spicier Roxy. Now that's proactive TV exec thinking.
So he's proactive, huh?
Oh, God, yes. We're talking about a totally outrageous paradigm.
Roxy was created by Bob Randall. He wrote the Late Bloomer Backdoor Pilot and the Andrea Martin episodes of Kate and Allie. The plan was for Roxy to be the next Mary Tyler Moore. The show even had a similar opening theme, with shots of Roxy in the big city, set to light jazz music. Sadly, Roxy didn't live up to her exciting name. On Kate and Allie, energetic Eddie was a comedic delight. But the more restrained Roxy gets saddled with dull sitcom plot lines like trying to impress an old friend.
I want her to know that I've done something with my life, that I've accomplished something. Any chance I could become mayor of New York by tomorrow?
The supporting cast of Roxy is filled with familiar TV faces. Carson regular Teresa Ganzel is Marcy, the station's dedicated bookkeeper.
Yeah, I've been keeping the books here for 18 months, 3 weeks, and 4 days.
Ernie Sabella plays Vito, the station's sarcastic cameraman. You probably recognize him from Perfect Strangers, Saved by the Bell, and many other sitcoms. And he's also the voice of a famous cartoon warthog.
Slimy yet satisfying.
Mitchell Lawrence is Roxy's husband, Michael. Fun fact, he's one of the Lawrence brothers. Nope, the other Lawrence brothers. Mitchell and Matthew Lawrence are twin brothers who appeared together in The Outer Limits, Cop Rock, and more. In the Bob Newhart shows, Jack Riley plays Mr. Buchanan, the station's tough but lovable manager.
Blizzard time.
Fun fact, Jack Riley also voiced Stu Pickles in Rugrats, which means there's a universe where Pumbaa and Tommy's dad are co-workers.
This is top secret.
There was no shortage of potential in the Roxy cast. But sadly, Roxy is a bland sitcom filled with actors who are funnier in better shows. Andrea Martin tries to inject some life into her plucky character, but the writers never let her go full Edith Prickly.
Hello, Edith Prickly. You're a station manager.
Out of the 6 episodes of Roxy that were produced, only 2 aired. In his review in the Washington Post, TV critic Tom Shales questioned why the show's creative team couldn't have thought bigger and done more experimentation in their attempt to emulate The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Indeed, The Mary Tyler Moore Show is far more highbrow. Mary never had to wear a fat suit.
Don't tell. You've done something different with your hair.
Or, as Teresa Ganzel explained on the TV Guidance Counselor podcast, the show was too bland for the great Andrea Martin.
It was too normal for having Andrea Martin.
For Andrea Martin.
History righted the wrong with Martin's recent success in shows like Great News and Only Murders in the Building.
35 years ago, you sat in my makeup chair, and I thought to myself, this man dies alone.
While Late Bloomer and Roxy failed as spinoffs, Kate and Allie had a successful 6-season run on CBS. As the seasons progressed, so did the subject matter.
Can Kate and Allie stay cool when Chip's laundry reveals...
One condom. Whatever happened to bubble gum?
It doesn't work as well, Allie.
In the final season, Allie gets married to Sam Freed's character, Bob Barsky, and so Allie moves out of the apartment. But what is Kate and Allie without, Kate and Allie? So, Kate moved in with the newlyweds.
Kate and Allie, the next generation.
The writers hand-waved this hokey return to the old dynamic, with Bob always being traveling for work. Fans generally consider the final season to be the moment the show jumped the shark. Kind of like the later seasons of Perfect Strangers when Larry and Balky got married to Jennifer and Marianne, and all the couples lived together. Another case of the writers having to figure out a way to keep the show's roommate dynamic intact.
She's gonna live here? Yes. Well, feed me bran and call me regular. I'm gonna live here too.
Kate and Allie left a lasting legacy with its funny and heartwarming depiction of motherhood, the ups and downs of life, and the friends that get you through it.
Well, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as living with my parents.
Oh, thanks so much.
There's even talk of a Kate and Allie reboot from the creator of Fresh Off the Boat. Maybe Andrea Martin will show up.
You're all right, what the hell? Let's give it a shot.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Atomic Abe for more episodes of Behind the Backdoor Pilot, like our look at the failed Golden Girls spinoff starring Rita Moreno.
You think we'll stay like this always?
I think eventually we'll have to go to the bathroom.